Okay, good morning everyone, and please have your coffee in peace, and I start my presentation already in order to catch the timetable or keep the timetable. So my name is Katja Lahikainen and I work here at LUT University in the Department of Separation Science. I work as the director of Center for Separation Technology, CST. And what is CST, I will describe you short in my presentation. But the general topic of my today's presentation is university-industry collaboration. And I have this presentation from the university point of view especially, and how university can help the renewal of businesses and society. And I provide you some case examples of LUT University. So I assume that you are not all aware of our strategy. I won't go into details of that, but I just wanted to show you this slide because it very nicely describes our focus areas. And I will come back to these focus areas later on in my presentation because they make a difference and they have point. And there you can see in the center, you can see business and society. That is where we want to have impact on. And how we do that, we have carefully selected these focus areas that are water, air, and energy. And we have defined some challenges within those focus areas. And we have also determined that how, or given some examples that how those challenges can be tackled and addressed too. But I will now give you some examples from the theory and of the practice. What does university-industry cooperation mean? Before I started this duty in the Department of Separation Science, I worked as a researcher and I did my PhD on topic emergence of university-based entrepreneurship ecosystems. And I have taken here in my presentation few insights from my research that are relevant for today's topic. And this picture here describes the university-based entrepreneurship ecosystem. This is very simple picture and I use this a lot in my research. It's very simple, but it very clearly describes the position of a university and different functions that university has and how it overlaps to the regional or city level entrepreneurship ecosystem. And here you can see in this inside the dotted line that describes this university-based entrepreneurship ecosystem that in the core, in the very core, there are university scientists, the researchers and students, that without the researchers and without the students, there wouldn't be this ecosystem. The other functions that are there in the outer layer, they are the supporting functions, but the core is formed by the researchers and by the students. And I will give you in my presentation a few examples on all of these activities that you can see here inside the dotted line, that how they have done in practice here at LUT. And here is another picture from my latest research publication. It was published few months ago, and this article was about entrepreneurial opportunity spaces. It was very theoretical one, but I think that this figure here that you see here now is very practical. And I am now giving you some concrete examples that how how these activities that you see here in the picture are realized in LUT. But about the figure, a few words that there are two axes: opportunity proximity and knowledge applicability. And those can be interpreted in a way that when opportunity proximity is low, it means that those initiatives that comes from the university, they do not necessarily have markets yet. So they are like a new openings, and there are not any market necessarily for those yet. But when the opportunity proximity is high, it means that there are already existing markets, and the research results can be applied by the companies and society in a fast way, an easy way, let's say. And this knowledge applicability also refers that how applicable the research results are. And when knowledge applicability is low, it means that it is question about very basic research, that about the future visions somewhere in the future. And when the knowledge applicability is high, it means that the research results can be applied in practice by the companies and by other stakeholders. So this is like the theoretical framework from which I will give you some concrete examples later on. But here also very few examples about this university industry collaboration, about the positive and negative factors that influence in it. And I mentioned to you that we have very carefully selected our focus areas, and it was also noted by the companies that I interviewed in my dissertation, that it came very clear that this world-class know-how and focusing is very important from the company perspective as well. And the other point was education of experts and highly quality workforce, that this research and education, of course, they are like two core missions of the university, but they were already also considered as core missions and most important factors from the company point of view as well. And also one thing that is very important is this communication and networking. It tends to be dyadic collaboration between the professor and a company representative. And of course, that might hinder the dissemination of the new knowledge if it's like if a collaboration is done within silos and within professor and within a company representative. And that was something that was highlighted by many company representatives to me, that they would like to broaden the collaboration with the university, not limited to specific area, but have a broader perspective and broader the collaboration, and they were eager to familiarize with our research and with our students. And one burden might be the university bureaucracy. We, LUT, we are very small and we are considered to be agile university. But of course, we are also having our administrative burdens, but they can be tackled. And there it helps those dyadic relationships between the professors and the company representatives, that there might be, the solutions might be found in an effective way. And one important point to highlight is also this, that the different approach for the university industry collaboration is needed when operating with SMEs. We, as a university, we tend to collaborate with the bigger companies. Of course, if they have more resources to collaborate with us, but we want to also enhance the collaboration with SMEs, but then we need to remember that we cannot operate the same way as we do when we collaborate with the larger companies. And now some concrete examples that how we can help businesses and society in sustainable renewal. One example from a research point of view is research platforms that we have now 5 different research platforms that are operating. And these research platforms are selected by external committee. So this is like a second round where we have selected the research platforms in LUT. And there is in every 5 years, or I'm not sure whether there will be the third round, but I assume that there will be. So there will be an open call for our researchers to submit applications and apply for this research platform status for their research. And the selection or recommendation which ones should be selected are done by external committee. And one of the criteria is that the research is cross-disciplinary. So these platforms must involve all our 3 schools, School of Business, Energy Science, and Engineering Science. And these platforms are excellent way to foster the interdisciplinary collaboration, and also to approach the companies by this interdisciplinary approach and get the visibility, better visibility for our research. And also one of the positive influences of having these platforms is that it is easier to attract, for example, EU funding when we are able to provide more interdisciplinary approach to our research. And these research platforms, they get basic funding from LUT. So in that sense, they have the resources to operate, and they have resources to write funding applications, which is very often very time consuming and unsure. So that's why they have easier chances to and are able to allocate more resources in a more efficient way when having approach like this. And SkyMat is one of the examples of these research platforms. The full name is Sustainable Circularity of Inorganic Materials, and SkyMat does research, for example, related to raw materials, related to mining sector, related to social acceptance of mines, and so on. So they have very, very large project portfolio in their operations. You might have heard of the platform or some of these projects that are listed here. And one way to attract and get visibility for our research is to arrange scientific seminars. And one of those joint efforts with the SkyMat platform and CST, Center for Separation Technology, and Separation Science Department was this first scientific seminar that was arranged in June here in Lappeenranta. And then about CST, LUT, Center for Separation Technology. So what we do, that our aim is to enhance university-industry collaboration in our department, in the Department of Separation Science. So we operate in those focus areas that are in the core in our department. And CST acts as a bridge between the industry and between our research and education. And what we offer to companies and also to our researchers is like a best networks. It means that we organize events like this SkyMat platform event where people can network, researchers and industry representatives. We offer front row research opportunities. It means that we have a project portfolio and we focus on research funding which involves or requires industry participation. For example, here in Finland, we have Business Finland funding, several type of funding instruments that make possible collaboration between the universities and between industry partners. So there, when we form research consortiums, I help our researchers to contact the company representatives and I help to form these research proposals. Not from the scientific viewpoint, but from the viewpoint that it would have this impact on society and we would be able to select the topics that benefit the companies. And we also offer full-scale laboratory and analysis services. We have excellent research infrastructure here at LUT, located here in Lappeenranta, Lahti and Mikkeli as well. And competence growth refers to student works, for example, that, like I mentioned, that small and medium-sized companies, they do not always have big resources to collaborate with us. But one easy and low threshold opportunity is to collaborate with students with you. For example, you are able to do coursework, you are able to do dissertations, diploma works, and so on. So that is something that we also want to highlight for the companies, that it doesn't always require a lot of resources and a lot of money to collaborate with us. And one way to spread the information is social media, and we have a LinkedIn group in LinkedIn called Separation Technologies Partnerships. And you are also welcome to join the group if you are interested. In the group, we share the latest information, what happens here at university, what kind of dissertations are made, what kind of articles have been written, what kind of events we organize, and so on. So this is one information channel from us towards larger society. We have now around 450 members in the group, consisting of academics and company representatives. And here are a few examples about activities of CST. We have now, at the moment, we have 2 ongoing projects, but there are several in the pipeline, and these are Business Finland funded projects. And we have planned few seminars to be held in the near future. One of those is sustainable mining industry, and it will be held in June 2024 here in Lappeenranta. So if you happen to be here at that time, you are more than welcome to join us. And then we are going to arrange the first international conference on emerging trends in water treatment. That is also being held next year, and it will be in Mikkeli, the city that is located around 100 kilometers from here. We have a separate unit there in Mikkeli city that focus on water treatment, and this will be will be a big international conference that is arranged together with the representatives of Mikkeli city. And now I go to some entrepreneurial initiatives that are here in LUT. And I just realized that MEITIM could have been listed here as well as one of those great examples. So we have some support organizations, and I will give you more info about these in a short while. And we have courses, and we have a program like MEITIM. And what is the common denominator for all of these courses is that they have started as a project, as part of the project, but they have been kept live after that, after the projects have been ended. For example, we have Lahti Venture Program in the city of Lahti, in which students make assignments based on company cases, and there is like a competition arranged in Lahti every year. And then there is an International Entrepreneurship Challenge course that is arranged in the School of Business, and that is also based on company assignments. And there is also an external board who comments and evaluates the students' works. And then Circular Economy for Materials Processing, same course, is one of the examples of EIT collaboration. And what is very important, but what is not as an official part of our university, is Students' Entrepreneurial Society. We have these Students' Entrepreneurial Societies in every university in Finland. And in fact, the first society that was established in Aalto University around 10 years ago, or a bit more already, they really started the entrepreneurial revolution here in Finland. That I'm not sure if you have heard about Slush. It's a very, very big event here, organized in Finland every year in Helsinki, where startups and investors meet. It's a huge event already. It gathers like tens of thousands participants at the moment. And that event originates to Students' Entrepreneurship Society, and it was idea set by students. And some of those founding members of the Students' Entrepreneurship Society in Aalto, they are now very famous entrepreneurs in Finland. So they have established very well working businesses and are able to continue the entrepreneurial journey that they started while they were studying. So we also have this entrepreneurship society here in LUT. They work, or they have their base here in Skinnarila campus, and they organize different events. Everyone who is interested can participate in those events to learn and hear great stories of entrepreneurs. And they also organize different kind of competitions to pitch the company ideas, business ideas that the students have. But it's not necessary that the one who wants to join these activities must be an entrepreneur or must have an idea that I become an entrepreneur. But it is also like meeting people, meeting students with a similar mind and participate in interesting events. And here are few figures that why this entrepreneurship and why student entrepreneurship is important and why these kind of entrepreneurship societies are needed. Because entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial skills, they are crucial working life skills. So this figure bases on career monitoring survey that was done in 2019. So it's few years old already, but I'm sure that these things and these skills that are listed here apply also today. So it's about the ability to learn and adopt new things, different type of problem-solving skills and like self-initiatives. These are very important skills, entrepreneurial skills, and that are also required in every job, not only when working as an entrepreneur, but also when working for the companies. These are the skills that the employees value today. And here is another statistics. I participated in this Global University Entrepreneurial Spirit Student Survey a few years back. It is very, very large worldwide research where students' entrepreneurial intentions are investigated. And there has been a huge increase in entrepreneurial intentions, especially in Finland. Now it's more stable, but there was a very, very steep growth. And the survey shows now that around 10% of students that are studying in higher education institutions are currently entrepreneurs, and like almost 15% of them are, of the students are trying to start their own business or become self-employed. And around 10% of students, they intend to start business immediately after graduating. And 22% of students intend to start business after 5 years of graduation. And this is very common among students, that they want to secure stable financing before starting this more insecure entrepreneurial journey. So they want to go and work somewhere else before they start their own company. But where the students can learn about entrepreneurship and try these entrepreneurial initiatives is the university or other higher education institution, where it's like a safe to practice. And one concrete example is Jamie Heinemann Center here at LUT. I'm not sure whether you have heard about it or you have maybe been able to visit the project lab of our university. So it offers possibilities to test and build prototypes. And the facilities can be accessed by students. There are some pre-training that needs to be gone through before the equipment can be used. And it is meant for student groups to book the premises and have their trials. And every material that is there in the project lab is free to be utilized. So no separate costs are included. And then another example that is more targeted to our researchers, not the students, is Green Campus Open. That Green Campus Open, they promote the commercialization of our research results. And I already mentioned you this Business Finland funding. They also offer a specific type of funding to commercialize research outcomes. And there, Green Campus Open is for help. And there is a specific process for applying the funding, and Green Campus Open takes care of this process. And LUT has been very, very successful in attracting this from research business funding. And we are one of the leading universities to filing patents based on our research. And Green Campus Open is advising and taking care of this process when a researcher wants to file a patent or disclosure in innovation. And we also have Green Campus Innovation, that is a seed funding company. So it is like a next step from those startups that emerge here. So these startups are able to get seed funding through Green Campus Innovations. Sorry? Yes, this is my last slide, if I remember correctly. So this is just a summary what I told you today. And one thing that I would like to emphasize is this, that we need to offer these entrepreneurial services and to involve businesses and companies in a broad way, means that in research, in education, and also like involving our students and introduce our students to the companies as early stage as possible, and that can be done through the courses and programs like MEITIM. So thank you very much for your attention.